Without any further ado, we have four very deserving people that we're going to induct today. Unfortunately, our first person, Robin Beauregard, out of Hinsdale, has moved to Texas, and he felt with his age that he did not really want to travel back all the way up here, even though his wife really was trying hard to get him to come. He has sent a little bit of a little note here that I'm going to read, and then we have a couple of his coaches that used to coach against him are going to have a couple of stories for him, and then we'll just kind of move into the rest of the program. So we'll go Robin Beauregard, we'll follow that by Ed Lemire, and then Tim Keogh, and then end with Dave Smith. So without any further ado, sorry.
There they are.
It's amazing what happens when you get old. All right, Eugene Robin Beauregard, graduate of Plymouth State College, 1964. Began his teaching and coaching career at Hinsdale, New Hampshire in the fall of 1964. The Hinsdale Gymnasium was on the second floor of the town hall. The foul line circles intersected with each other at half court. There was no back court back then. There was a balcony 3/4 of the way around the floor. So if a player tried to shoot from the corner, it was blocked by the balcony. The team only played 4 home games in his first year. Most of the opponents that they played refused to go to Hinsdale. So he played most of his games on the road. He said that his record that first year was a perfect 0-17. And he said also to finish up that season, he played Ashby, Massachusetts at a tri-state tournament. Their record was 0-16 and beat Hinsdale by 6. He said when he accepted the job at Hinsdale, he was assured that the new gym would be built in the fall of '65, and it was. We were able to use the new gym early that year. After many growing pains, we were able to build a respectable program. 1966, Robin petitioned the NHIAA to go to Division M from the typical S that they were in. He said most of the S schools were 2.5 hours away, so it made it a lot easier for him to be in the M division. In 25 years of coaching career, he had 2 runner-up finishes. One in 1977, the other one was in 1983. He also won 3 state championships in 72, 74, and 78. In the 78 game with Plymouth High School, in the field house at Plymouth State College, was a classic because it went into 4 overtimes before they won. He was also the assistant coach of the All-Hamburg game. I heard a couple of people talking about the All-Hamburg game versus Vermont, where he said he formed fond memories with some of his colleagues. I think these 2 guys over here were just talking about he was on their staff, so it's kind of ironic that they're going to speak about him here in a second. Overall, he finished with a coaching record after 25 years of 330 wins, 223 losses. In 1982-83, the New Hampshire Coaches Association named him Coach of the Year. And in 2001, the Hinsdale Gymnasium was named the Eugene Robin Beauregard Gymnasium. In closing, Robin has sent a message. He said, I would love to thank the New Hampshire Basketball Coaches Association for this tremendous honor, and he appreciated everybody who's in attendance. So, Robin Beauregard. So on the way in, we have a few Robin Beauregard acquaintances. That wasn't me, was it? That would like to say a couple words about him. So I think first of all, we have Ed Cloe and Mike Lee are going to tag team here and have a couple of quick little stories, and then Mike Whaley would like to finish, and then we'll show the ring, and then we'll move forward.
Well, I assume that Robin will get a copy of this and just to tell you how far I came. I flew in from Florida last night. I wouldn't miss this. I did nominate you, as I'm sure a lot of other people did. And the reason I did was when I looked over your resume and stuff, your win-loss record in the 1970s was unbelievable. It just dominated the 70s. And he's just a great guy. And I was lucky enough to coach the Alhambra in 1987. And I asked Mike and Robin if they would help out. And I got to know him very well. He was not only a great coach, but a great guy. And we decided one night, the kids had a curfew at 11 o'clock, and so we'd go down to, what was it, Nick's? Went down to Nick's in Durham, and we're seated there, and all of a sudden, Robin turns around, and there's this most ugly woman I've ever seen in my life, looking over his shoulder. And so we had a lot of fun with Robin about this. I said the troll was coming late. She was working on a speech, and she thought she was the cutest thing I'd ever coached. And those two other knuckle draggers were ugly. And we just had a great time. A wonderful guy and just a tremendous coach. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to see you. Looking forward to it. And also my congratulations to Dave Smith, somebody I really respected and coached against and got to know. Thank you.
He only told you part of the story. First of all, congratulations to all the new inductees. My recollection of it was I was sitting here, he's sitting here, and here's a vacant seat, and then there's Robin. And this person walks in and plops right down next to him, and her eyes hit his eyes, just like this. And he could not leave, she wouldn't let him. So the next night we said, hey, would you like to go back? What do you think his answer was? I'm not going. So anytime I would go to an NHIA function, he was an athletic director as well as I, and I would always let him know that the troll was looking for him. And that was kind of an inside joke. So Robin, I hope you told your wife the story. Robin also taught me one other wonderful lesson. We were ranked #1 in our division. We're playing at Plymouth, quarterfinal round, and we lose by 30. Don't ask me how that happened. But this was during the seatbelt era. And every time there was a call, where do you think Robin was? He was out in the middle of the floor. He thought he was playing the game. I couldn't get out of my seat, but it was okay for him. Well, what I learned was, talk to the officials before the game. It works. It worked for him. But he was a wonderful man. I wish you well, Robin. I wish you were here. Maybe I could go into more detail, but I won't. Thank you.
Thank you.
In the 1970s, I had the opportunity to play, when I played at Oyster River High School in Durham, we played Hinsdale in the tournament a couple of times, and Robin was coaching. So I have some good memories and also some very painful memories, thanks to Mr. Beauregard. My junior year, we beat them in the quarterfinals at Plymouth State, and then my senior year, we were the top seed. But there's a story, before I get to that, what was a painful loss to them in the semis. We had scouted them, me and one of my teammates and a friend had driven over to Hollis to scout Hollis Hinsdale. And they were the second and third best teams behind us in the standings, so it was obviously a big game. And it went right down to the wire, crazy game at the end. And so we left, and unbeknownst to me, one of the guys was a teammate with me, Conrad Jordan, and there was another fella. He had, in all the excitement, grabbed a Hinsdale warm-up, and taken it with him. So we get home and didn't really know about that, and so we end up, we get a bye in the tournament. We're the top seed. Back then it was 12 teams. The first 4 get byes, and in the next round, we played in the quarters at Plymouth. We won. We got to the semis, and it was Hinsdale and Robin Beauregard. So a couple things. Robin was a great scout, and he scouted us very well, and he defended our best player, Randy Kinsley. He figured out that, Randy would do a spin move, and he had a kid who just would step into the lane and took an offensive, and Randy ended up fouling out in the third quarter. And Randy was a tremendous player. He played at UNH, scored over 1,000 points, just a very good player. So that we ended up losing the game by a point. So it was, as you can imagine, 18-year-old senior, painful loss, unbelievable. Get to go into school the next day. You don't want to go into school, but you have to. And just feeling terrible about the loss. I get a note from the principal. Hey, you got to come into the office. So I come into the office, and it turns out that at that game we lost, an administrator from Hinsdale had seen my friend wearing the Hinsdale warm-up, and they took that from him. And I had to write an apology to Hinsdale High School for taking that warm-up, and it was it was insult to injury. Obviously, we lost the game, and then I had to write this letter. Anyway, it was not a great memory at the time, but I'm glad I could share it now because bottom line is, Robin really scouted us and he really beat us, and it was a tough loss, but hey, so congratulations, Robin. Thanks.